Welcome to Chamber Chats, Posloni Pugovary. This is a glimpse into the Canadian-Slovenian Chamber of Commerce, our members and associates. I'm Sonia Rosenworth, the Executive Director at the CSCC. We hope you'll enjoy meeting our guests, and please contact us for more information through the chat below or email us at info@canslo.com. Today's guest is Mr. John Doma, an accomplished Canadian-Slovenian businessman who is managing partner at Bateman, Mackay CPAs and Business Advisors, Honourary Consul General for the Republic of Slovenia, co-founder of the Canadian-Slovenian Scholarship Fund, director of Green Energy Co-Operative, and director and chair for the Canadian-Slovenian Chamber of Commerce. His many distinctions include being awarded Slovenia's Horus Award for social responsibility, Canada's Citizenship Award for his contributions to the community of Burlington, and the Slovenian-Canadian Scholarship Award for his exceptional volunteerism. We are honored that Mr. Doma is here today to provide a brief insight on his association with Slovenia and to share his thoughts on the role that the Canadian-Slovenian Chamber of Commerce plays in our community and globally. Welcome, Mr. Doma. It's appropriate that you're the first Chamber Chats guest, as I believe that you have a deep understanding and commitment to the Slovenian community here in Canada and around the world.
Thank you, Sonia. Thank you so much for that, for your kind words.
I just have some brief questions for you. We want to introduce yourself and the Canadian Chamber to Slovenians around the world. And if you could just tell us a bit about your Slovenian background and how this has shaped your commitment to preserve and promote our community.
Yes. Well, I mean, I was born in Canada, actually, in Toronto, Ontario. However, growing up with Slovenian immigrant parents, we did speak Slovenian at home, and in particular, my parents came from the Prekmurje region, and it's quite a different dialect from the normal stream of Slovenian language. So I was always very shy when I spoke because many times I felt people didn't understand me. And later on in life, I learned how the dialects were quite different. I mean, even the language could be quite different in what we spoke. But certainly, from my perspective and how the Slovenian community, my parents, influenced me is all about the hard work ethic, where we put our head down, get things done. That's I think one of the biggest attributes I've got from Slovenia, and what I see today from many Slovenians here in Canada, the immigrants, the kids, the children, and back in Slovenia, you still see people working diligently and very hard to try and make something out of a very small country that has many things to offer.
What main events or values would you credit your success and many accomplishments to?
Yeah, as mentioned, it's the the work ethic, taking a look at something and not being overwhelmed, and thinking your way through it. My dad always said, have a look at what you're looking at, have a little plan in place, and then you got to work to get it done and execute it. I think that's one of the things that I look at back in life and seeing all of the accomplishments many Slovenian entrepreneurs have done is through their vision and their hard work, to put the vision in place that they have.
And what would you describe as the biggest hurdles to overcome by businesses that wish to expand out of Slovenia?
I think the biggest hurdle is capital. Slovenia being a new country, although the language and the country's been around for many years, but in terms of capital, money, you've got to have money when you want to go beyond your borders. And I mean, at this point right now, they've got a large population of businesses within, on their borders with Austria, Italy, Serbia, Croatia, Hungary, all these countries. Coming across the ocean and into North America requires a lot of patience and a lot of money to be dedicated to be able to do business here. So that's one of the biggest challenges that I've had in experience with Slovenian companies. I've met with them, got them in contact with people, and once I start that process, they seem to get a little shy about trying to get products in here. So that seems to be the most significant hurdle at this point. Although we hope that with the chamber here and with the people that we have here, we could overcome those hurdles.
Do you think there are companies and individuals that are looking to invest in some of these companies, and perhaps maybe is that an opportunity that Slovenian companies can somehow pursue?
Uh, I mean, investments can be looked at in two parts, in two ways, right? I mean, there's the financial component where, here's money and let's go do something. And a lot of I think the most, the best type of investment that we can make is probably our time and giving some time, to help these companies come into Canada. As I mentioned earlier, generally speaking, they don't have a lot of money to pay for services and consulting in Canada here, but many of them, are willing to make an investment and do something. So again, it depends on the individual. It depends on the Canadians, for that matter, Americans that, look at a potential service or product coming out of Slovenia and how much do they want to put into it. I know myself, I mean, most of my energy has been with time, connecting companies and hoping that there'll be a follow-up. And again, connecting, having a warm lead for a Slovenian company in Canada certainly makes it a lot easier to move forward on projects, but it's still challenging and it's still something that we're working on and trying to alleviate. I think Slovenian companies are looking more outwards, outside of Europe, to do business. And Canada is a great place. There's many Slovenians here that are well connected, well established, and I hope that somehow, some way, that we're going to stories to share with people and through the Chamber of Commerce.
Are there some common questions that you keep hearing from Slovenian companies that are asked of you, and can you share some of the answers and some of the perhaps solutions that you might have had?
Yes, I mean one of the largest, the most the questions that we seem to come by is the whole compensation is what does it cost? How do I do business? What is the way I should do business? How do I set up business? And from my background, given my accounting and business background, generally speaking, my answers are to them is that get the products here to somebody you trust that can sell your service, but you're going to have to provide the backup for the service or product. Slovenia has many really well done products. They do things very well there, high quality. So the challenge is Germany is known high quality. They work very hard at doing those types of advertising here. Slovenia doesn't have that, unfortunately. We do a lot of good things in Slovenia, but it's educating people here in North America on that end. So again, using Slovenian Canadians to help them explain the benefits of dealing with Slovenia and the good products that are there, I think is a big deal. And the other answer I give to people is that if I can get Canadians to travel through Slovenia, they're going to start getting an appreciation of what Slovenia is about. It's about the green aspect that Slovenians are very proud of their heritage, their land, and they're very warm people. Once they see that there's a connection there, then business and commerce can start. So it's just getting Slovenia known here in North America, and it is. I mean, things are coming around with Slovenian athletes in basketball, cycling, skiing, just on a few sides there, and it is becoming known as an eco-tourist country that's worthwhile visiting and get to know. So through all that, as it becomes more of a household name, I believe that people will be more comfortable in doing business with Slovenia, and Slovenia will match that by proving it does do the follow-up service and do things there that way. So we can only hope that we continue in that vein.
Yeah, thank you. Why should a Slovenian or Canadian-Slovenian business join the Canadian-Slovenian Chamber of Commerce? You know, the question that they all have, what's in it for me? How do you answer that? How does the chamber answer that?
Well, I mean, a lot of Slovenians here in Canada, particularly, and even Slovenians in Slovenia, if we don't have organizations like the chamber, the connection we get on with our daily routine and we forget about items. And what we're hoping here with the Canadian Slovenian Chamber and with you, Sonia, is to keep people in touch with what's going on in the community. Many people don't know what's going on. And it takes a lot of work to, for people like you to, put together programs, communication, let everybody know what's going on. The Slovenian Global Organization out of Brazil, uh, Dr. Chalet, I believe it is, that runs it.
Yes.
He's done a wonderful job at bringing together in our community around the world to facilitate communication. From there, things, trade starts happening. Oh, you do this? Oh, I'm interested in this. Oh, you're in Brazil? Can you check this out for me? I had recently a company out of Belgium looking at a project that they're going to tender on in Russia. They heard a Canadian company in Sudbury that produces a particular machine or a production unit. One of my clients happens to know that client, that production company very well, and they had a very warm lead, and they went back and forth on things, and they met the standards. And now they're going to be using this. They're going to be looking at sourcing this out of Canada through Belgium, through a Slovenian connection in Belgium into Russia, and then it goes from there. Had we not been connected with this organization in Brazil, it would have never happened. So hopefully, with the chamber, people will, keep their ears open, listen to the, the programs that you put on, the chats, and the written communication you put out there. And of course, there's always the social side of things. Slovenians are very social. We all like to share the wines, the food. We have great food. We're not very well known in the world for that, but there's so much that we have to offer. And Slovenians like getting together and eat and drink and share stories. And hopefully, the chamber will facilitate that part of it in the business community, and promote not only the business community, but we could hopefully also promote our cultural community, the dance groups, the folk singers, the parks. There's so many things I think that the chamber can offer and help support the community in general, not only in a business sense, but also in a non-business sense. And if we can help facilitate that, along with all the other great organizations like BSKO, the credit union, all the individual parks that do their own thing. There's so many things that we can do our part to help promote the Slovenian brand.
Thank you, John, for your immense support and guidance at the Canadian-Slovenian Chamber of Commerce and just in the community. We're so pleased that you agreed to join us today. I personally believe that members should join the Canadian-Slovenian Chamber of Commerce because they're proud to be part of the Slovenian community, not just because they have a product or a service that they wish to promote or sell. We are one of the cornerstones with the rest of the community, of course, that strengthen our presence on the global stage, and where the community should be able to open up freely and to support and flourish. That's what we really feel. Thank you again, John. If you have any parting words.
You know what? Happens to be the 30th anniversary for Slovenia, a great milestone for all. I just hope that we all, have the time to get together and maintain our heritage. Of course, go visit Slovenia. That's a great place to visit and connect. And I hope to see you at the next event, wherever it may be. Thank you, Sonia, for all your great work.
Thank you so very much. Thank you, viewers, for joining us at Chamber Chats, Poslovni Pogovori, presented by the Canadian-Slovenian Chamber of Commerce. Lepo se imejte in upam, da se kmalu spet srečamo. I hope you'll join us again soon. For more information, please check our website, www.canslo.com. Nasvidenje in lep pozdrav.